coming out here after 30 years, yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. And it's gonna be okay. I had to set the example. If you come in the cell with me, it's gonna be the worst thing that ever happened to you. You know what I'm saying? So that was my mind frame because of the environment that we living in. You know. But anyway, man, Chuck, man, he turned out to be a real dude, man, a blessing in disguise, man, because he gave me some good game for me moving forward in my bit, man, in doing time. You know, cause I was fresh then, early in my bit. You know, like I said, I'm under 25. I know this got to be around, let me see. Man, I might not have been in the penitentiary. Yeah, I probably was like 22, 23. Yeah, this is like 80, this is like 90. Like about probably around 90, maybe 90, 89, about 89, 88, somewhere up in there. So it's early. I'm probably in the penitentiary a couple of years, you know. So I was, as you can see, I was already in the foolishness, you know, trying to, you know, adapt to the lifestyle that I had to lead, you know. So like I say, it turned out to be a blessing, man, because I learned some life lessons moving forward. As far as me and him go, you know, we spoke. You know, he spoke to me when he saw me during the day. I spoke to him. Ain't like we sat down and had conversations or whatever. We just spoke and kept it cordial throughout the day. And I think it was like maybe a month later, you know, I was coming from rec, and I was coming upstairs, and two cats was coming downstairs. So I don't even really know these cats besides from seeing them visual. We don't speak or nothing. So as I'm coming up and they coming down, one of them bumped me. So when he bumped me, I turn around and look at him, you know, and I'm like, what's up, man? So he turned around and like, what's up? I said, man, you bumped into me, man. Go ahead, keep it moving, man. So he said, F you, man. Who you think you talking to? So I turned around and I started walking back down the steps to him, and he started coming up. So I rock off on him. Bam! So he falls down the next two steps. I curry on down the steps, and I get up on him and start giving him the business. Next thing you know, I start catching blows from the back. Wop, wop, wop. So his partner done jumped on me. So now I'm in the hallway and I'm fighting two cats, right? So they charging and attacking me. I'm rumbling both of these dudes. Now we locked up, so they trying to take me down to the ground, do me dirty. So some dudes come from downstairs, they coming up, they walk right on by us just like we ain't doing nothing. They see two dudes in that joint trying to do me dirty. They keep on walking like three cats. They walk right on past, right? So boom, I'm scrambling trying to, you know, keep myself safe from these cats. And next thing you know, here comes Chucky and another dude upstairs. So soon as Chucky get up there, Chucky see the cats and go to work. Grab one of them, pull them up off me, start getting them the business. Boom, boom, boom. So when he do that, I scramble with the other dude, get up, start getting them the business. So we whooped both of them up in the stairway. I mean, whooped them decent too, and left them right there and rolled on out. So we go back to the building. And we going in, I'm like, man, I appreciate you, man. Don't worry about that, young blood. Go ahead, don't worry about it, man. Go to cell, get yourself cleaned up. So he go to cell, I go to my cell, get yourself cleaned up. And then the good part about that story is this. Normally with something like that go down, you know, you going to jail. You going to jail. Somebody gonna tell it or whatever, you going to jail. If not, the people tell it. Man, we ain't go to jail. The dudes ain't tell it. They went to medical. They said they don't know what happened, who did it. You know, they ain't know if them dudes was fighting each other or what, because they ain't tell nothing. So we ain't end up going to jail. But from that day right there, man, that's what was the beginning of me and him starting to get super cool. You know, we got super cool, man. That was my dude, man. We started talking more. You know, he told me where he's from. He's from Newport News. I told him I'm from DC. You know, he was cool with my homeboy that was already in the block, man. Shout out my man, Boo. You know what I'm saying? He was cool with Boo, man. So all three of us, we used to politic a lot, man. Talk, sit down, eat meals, man. You know, work out together. Like I say, Chucky could rumble, straight rumble. He just was a rumbling cat. But he ain't have like no official like boxing skills. He had never like really boxed. And being that I used to box and Boo used to box, used to just show him little different stuff. That just even made him more dangerous and more deadly, man. Cause like I say, he already had heart big as Texas. He already had fighting skills, and the man was fearless. I mean, fearless, man. I've seen this dude, you know, do some stuff, man, and approach a situation that could have, you know, easily been, you know, a situation where somebody could lose their life. And I seen him approach the situation, man, with pure, brave heart mentality, man, not even flinching, you know, not flinching at all. I remember he was beefing with this one dude over a money dispute, and it was from gambling too. Like I said, a lot of that stuff come from gambling. And this dude was known to do something. He done stabbed some people before and everything. But, you know, so, you know, when you got that reputation that you done put that knife in somebody, then that goes a long way, because no matter what anybody tell you, they don't want that knife in them, period. So if they know you done did it, they know you will do it again. So ain't nobody really gonna be jumping in line and say, yeah, I'm gonna try him, because they know that push come to shove, he'll push the knife. So that's just how it goes in prison. But a lot of dudes don't go to that extreme, because a lot of dudes don't got it in their heart to do that, and a lot of dudes don't want to take the penalty that comes along with it. You may get a street case, you definitely going in the hole, you know, telling how long you could be back there. It could be anywhere from months to years for a charge like that. And also, when you put that knife in somebody, it ain't no guarantee, you know, when you mess around and get you a murder charge on a humbug. Because I've seen dudes get stabbed one time and die. I've seen it. I've seen dudes get stabbed 19, 20 sometimes and live. So you never know, because you invading the body with something foreign and you don't know where it go, what artery it might cut. I mean, anything can happen. So it's just a dangerous game to play, and you know, a lot of people ain't willing to take that chance. So when you got a dude that is willing to take that chance, then he a force to be reckoned with. Now, like I say, this dude was known to have used that knife, but he owed Chucky some money and they had a money dispute. Now, this show you how fearless Chucky was. Chucky came and told me, he said, man, come on with me, man. Just all I need you to do is just hold the door, watch my back, man. I said, what's up? He said, I'm going to confront the sucker about my money. I said, all right, man, all right. You sure? He said, I'm positive. Chucky got on a pair of shorts, a pair of slippers, shower shoes, you know, what we call them. Y'all call them slippers or slide-ons or whatever, slides. He got on a pair of shorts and some slippers and no shirt, and he goes to the dude's cell with one knock, which is already bogus stuff. But I guess dude knew he was coming. He goes with one knock, bing, and walks straight in the cell. So when he walks straight in the cell, I walk to the door, because I'm holding the door there. So when I look in the cell, he walks in on the dude. The dude's name was Towns too. He walks in on the dude, and the dude is standing in the back of the cell with a knife in his hand about this long, and he holding it. But I could also see the fear in him. He was scared, because he didn't know if Chucky had something, which was obvious. You could see where could he have it at, but he just knew the reputation of Chucky. So he was holding the knife and he was clutching it real hard, and Chuck walked straight up on him. I'm talking about almost like a foot away from his face, and said, what's up? What's up? Where my money at? So he was like, go ahead, Chuck, man. Go ahead. He said, you got that knife, you better use it. You better use it. Go ahead, use it. Use it. So, and dude was like, I ain't trying to use it, Chuck. I ain't trying to use it. He said, yeah, well, you better. You better, because if you don't get my money, you know what it is. You know, I want my money, sucker. I don't care what about you got a knife. I don't care nothing about in it. I want my money. So Chuck down on him, man. I mean, in his face with the knife. And he said, I ain't got nothing on me. And he run his hand around his waistband. I ain't got nothing. I don't need nothing. I don't need nothing. But he said, if you move like you trying to do something with that knife, I'm going to take it from you and I'm going to kill you up in here. But you going to get my money. You know what I'm saying? He said, Chucky, man, I told you I was going to pay you. He said, now you don't tell me you're going to pay me. You get my money, man. Don't play with me. And I was like, yo, yeah, dude, he's a warrior, you know. And Town just sitting there, and I could see him clutching the knife so hard, because I can imagine what's going on through his mind. Is this cat capable of taking this knife from me? Or can I, you know? And then he looking at the door, he see me. Oh, he got dude with him too. So he in a hell of a position, because even though he got a knife, he's still looking at it like the odds against him. I just can imagine the things going through his head. Even if I could get out on Chucky, is he gonna get in here and get me before, or they gonna be able to take the knife from me? I just know all the scenarios now that probably was going through his head, which I didn't know then. Then I'm looking at it like, man, Chuck is a brave hot cat, because I'm nervous. you know, I'm at the door and I'm nervous. I'm young, I'm nervous. I'm like, man, this dude got a knife this long, man. Is you crazy and you ain't got nothing? Chuck up in his face, like, get my money, sucker. You know, and I'm like, woo, you know, and he just turned around and left out. He said, man, you got till the end of the day to have my money. End of the day, because when I come back next time, I ain't talking. You know, and he turned around and walked out. Came right on by me, said, let's go, man. Roll out. I'm like, oh, man. So now, that's the dynamics of prison, too. Now, I'm looking at the dude sounds like me and him got beef, because he know I'm with Chucky, so that's just how it go. Because if you got a beef with a dude in prison, and you gonna make a move on him, you better make a move on the people that he with. You better make a move on the people that he roll with, because they gonna make a move on you as soon as you make one on him. So now I'm you know what I'm saying, I'm in the war by association. So I'm like, man, I don't even know how this gonna end, man, you know what I'm saying? But now I'm watching this dude every time I come out my cell, you know. But fortunately, like I said, man, Chuck produced so much fear in cats, man. He paid that money, man. He paid that money. He paid that money within an hour or two after the situation happened. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, that's just the way he was, man. Like I say, he was a fearless dude, man. He was not scared by any stretch of the imagination. And when it came down to it, like I say, he gonna rumble. He gonna use the knife. He gonna use a weapon. He gonna do whatever he can to secure a victory if he got a beef with you, you know. And I remember one of the big stories that I had heard about him when I had got on the compound. And this was something that I had heard, not nothing that I had witnessed, but it's all in the penitentiary as, you know, truth to this story. So one of the things that I knew that dudes have really got shook up about him about was that they said the first beef that he had with a dude that was real serious, and it was some knife play, and he was supposed to hit the dude in the eye and put the dude's eye out, you know. So when something like that occurred, like I say, that's gonna go a long way. That's gonna be spreaded all over the penitentiary. You know, that's the dude, you know, stabbed the dude, put his eye out. So that's gonna make dudes automatically leery of you, period. It's just like if you out on the street and you heard it, Ray over here popping that pistol. When you run across Ray, you already know you dealing with a dude that popped that pistol. So that's the same thing in penitentiary. Hey, this dude put old boy out. So, you know, dudes was leery of him. Then after that, he's supposed to be from the news, and it's supposed to be another dude for the news, and they was cool. And this dude, I'm almost sure a dude named was Watson, right? And they both had grew up almost in the same neighborhood, or they definitely both was from the news. But the dude Watson was known to be a knockout artist. But he was known to be a knockout artist because they say he had a one-hitter quitter. That means he's still on you one time, he gonna put your lights out. But mind you, those are two different things. You can have dudes this knockout artist or got that one-hitter quitter, but they can't fight. If they can't catch you with that one hitter, then you know it's a different ball game. So the rumor on him was he definitely was a knockout artist. He knocked out several cats on the compound. He knocked out cat I done seen since I had been there. He had knocked the cat out on the basketball court. So he definitely had a one-hitter quitter. But the rumor was that before I got there, him and Chuck had a big beef about an altercation, and they from the same neighborhood, so they was trying to squash it, but it got out of hand. So it was a lot of tension. They feuded for a while, and the story goes, they ran into each other in the chow hall one day. Everybody is tense because they know these two dudes beefing. Both of these dudes got a reputation, you know, for putting that work in. And now they're in the kitchen, and they both go up to the tray slide at the same time. They put their tray up, and they run into each other, and the situation pop off. They get the rumbling. Right there in the kitchen, they rumbling hard. They throwing stuff over, knocking stuff over trays, rolling over tables. People getting up out the way. They done called the 1033, the police coming and everything. These dudes locked up. They clenched up. They throwing punches. They say, man, Chuck lean in on him when they locked up and bite half of his lip off. And spit it in the floor. And they just keep rumbling and rumbling till the police come in there, jump on both of them, separate them, you know, drag both of them out of there, man. They said one of the police picked up a piece of Watt's lip and put it on some ice. That's a major shout out, because usually they don't give a You know what I'm saying? They don't give nothing. But they say it was one of the officers put it, and they probably put some of his lip back on, or you know, when he went to MCV, whatever they did, they sold his joint up, but he had the joint on his lip or whatever. But that came from Chucky. So, you know, you can imagine what the stories is. You know, oh man, Chuck bit his lip off, man, woo, woo. So, yeah, man, so it's just, he had already built up his reputation in prison for when it came down for that action, he was gonna put that work in by any means necessary. So that's why people, like I say, was real leery of him. But like I say, once again, if you knew him though, he was a good, genuine dude, man. Like I said, as far as I go, man, he was one of the best friends I had, man, in my 33 years of incarceration. One of my first friends, but also one of my best friends, because he was loyal. You know what I'm saying? He was loyal all the way down the line to the bone, man. He was loyal. And what I mean by loyal is, like I said, he ended up doing like 16 and a half years on an 18-year bit. It was like maybe a year later, he had already been locked up, you know, almost 15 years or something like before I met him, you know. So later on, he ended up making parole, right? This after me and him have been partners for almost 2 years. It's my dude. He ended up making parole. And back then when you made parole, they would let you know you made it, and then you got like, it wasn't no re-entry or nothing like that. You got like 15, 20 days or something, and they do all the paperwork, get all of the stuff processed, and then you out of there. So after he done made parole, I remember when he made parole, man, it was crazy, man. He said, man, he said, come on, young blood, man, let's go take a walk on the yard, man. So I'm like, what's up, man? He said, man, I'm just gonna kick it with you. So we go out there, we walking on the yard and stuff, man. We start making laps. Usually when you walk laps and stuff on the yard, you just be talking, man. You know, we just be talking about stuff, you know, regular stuff, guy stuff, man. What you want to do, what's going on, what games going on, who in the playoffs, man, what boxing matches coming up, so on and so forth. So we get to walking, man. We walking for a little while. He don't even say nothing, man. I can tell he got something on his mind because he got this look on his face. I know him by now. I'm like, what's up, yo? So he was like, man, reach in his pocket, pull it joint out, hand it over to me. I said, what's this? He said, read it. So I opened it up. And I started reading it, and it's the parole papers, man, and it says, man, you have been granted parole by the Virginia State Parole Board. I had never even seen one of them before, never seen one, you know. It kind of like overwhelmed me because I had never seen it. So I was like, hey, and it started processing in on me like, oh man, you can really go home. So he was like, yeah. I'm like, man, you ain't excited? He was like, yeah, but he had the same calm demeanor. He was like, yeah, I've been waiting, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting for this moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow, bro, you can make go. I was like, when you leave? He was like, I don't know. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't never made parole. He said, but they tell me to be sure to say I'll be gone within a month. I said, oh, man, that's crazy. So we started talking about that situation and everything, man, dapped him up or whatever, man, and, you know, just started, what you gonna do, and this, that, and the third. But it was just so crazy. I just can remember that moment, man. It was overwhelming to me because, like I say, he was my friend, man. Then I started getting a little, you know, a little sad because I'm like, dang, ain't then my partner gonna be gone. So you happy and you sad. You know what I'm saying? Because then the reality started setting in too to me later on that evening. You know what I'm saying? That night when I was in the cell by myself, you know, thinking to myself, I said, hey, man, Chuck, you better go home, man. That's crazy. Then I'm thinking to myself too, now, I got all this beef, me and Chuck beef now, because, you know, now I'm by myself, but I ain't tripping, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But, man, yeah, I was just so happy for him and everything, man. So, but what I mean by loyalty is this. Now, he done made parole. He waiting to go in there. It's just a matter of time for them getting the paperwork and stuff right. So, man, it's probably like, it's probably a week later. I'm out there on the basketball court, man. I'm playing ball, man. I was, like I said, I was young then. I was athletic, man. I had a whole lot of energy. If I wasn't boxing, I was playing basketball. If I wasn't playing basketball, I was jogging. You know, I was exercising. I was doing something. I was trying to stay away from that gambling, you know what I'm saying? So I can remember being on that court, man. And back then, I ain't never been a hell of a ball player, but I can shoot. I am a hell of a shooter. I can shoot. So that was my thing. So I used to get on that court, man. The dudes used to pick me because they want me to go spot up and shoot. So I used to spot up and knock down them shots. And I used to be trash talking. I'm talking trash. I knocked down them shots. I knocked down 2 or 3 in a row. I'm really talking trash. So I'm out there and I'm talking trash and I'm knocking them shots down. I'm feeling good that day. I'm knocking them down, talking trash to the dude that's guarding me. So the dude that's guarding me, he don't say nothing, but the dude is on his team playing center, a big old Bama, he say something. He was like, man, won't you shut the hell up, man? You making all that noise, man. You ain't no hell of a player. You just got a little shot, man. You ain't nobody, man. Shut up, man. So I'm like, man, who is you talking to, man? So I'm talking to you, chump. But he a big dude, man. I mean, big. He like 6'4", about 240. So he thinking he a tough guy, but that don't faze me. That never fazed me. You know what I'm saying? So I said, man, that's you, man. So he said, who you talking? He started walking to me. I said, yeah, walk up on me. So I'm ready to give him the business, because like I say, I ain't never scared of nobody coming at me man to man. You know what I'm saying? I can see your hands and you coming man to man. I ain't tripping. So dudes got in the way, and I said, man, y'all ain't got to hold him. Say, no, man, y'all ain't got to fight, man, y'all got to fight. So then he started using all these profanities, calling me all these names, all this. Now, see, now you done took it to another level. Now I got hundreds of people looking at me, and you talking to me like this, and you trying to act like you chumping me, ain't gonna end good for you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, especially at 20-something. Nah, it won't go end good for him. So I said, oh yeah? I said, okay, don't worry about it. You right, you got that. I said, man, y'all go ahead and play. I ain't trying to deal with this foolishness, man. Y'all go ahead and play. So I turn around and walk away. I start leaving, going off the yard. I'm going back to my building. But I'm going back to that building. I'm going back there and get that work. And I'm coming back and give him that work. You know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean. I mean, that's just how I was living during that time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be saying I sound look like Master P. I was going to get that Master P, if you know what I mean. That thing that make you say, no. Yeah, I was going to get it and coming back and give it to him. So I leave, and that's what's on my mind. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gone. So as I'm gone, this is what I heard after. This in retrospect. But in my mind, I'm just going to get this, come back and get him. But later on, this is what I heard that happened. Fast forward, when I did leave, he had a partner out there named Frank Nitty, which everybody knew, thought he was a tough guy too. But, you know, he one of them dudes that played the 50, act like he all right with you, he all right with him and all that. He just want to be the middleman. But evidently, when I left, Frank Nitty told him, man, you better go tighten up, man. You better go get something, man. That dude banking, man, he going to get a knife or something, man. I'm telling you, man. And dude was like, man, I ain't tripping off him. He ain't going to do nothing. He said, I'm telling you, man, he going to get something, man. I'm telling you, he left too easy. He going to get something. Better watch him, man. So he was like, man, I ain't worried. He said, well, I got your back, man. I'm going to let you know, though. But he coming, man. You better be ready, though. He coming. But he said he got his back like he would have. You know, so I don't know this at the time. Like I say, I'm going to do my thing. So somebody that was out there heard that. And like I say, so many dudes mess with Chucky that Chucky was in the gym. Somebody left off the yard and went and told Chucky what was going on. Yo, your man Banky beefing with old boy on the basketball court, man. He went back to the building. Dudes think he gonna get something. Frank Nitty out there with dude. Frank told him when he come back, he got his back. So I don't know if Banky come back. I just come and let you know. Woo. Chuck, Johnny on the spot. Chuck come down there. So by the time he come down there, I'm coming back on the yard now. I got that Master P with me. That Bethlehem. DC know what I'm talking about when I say that Bethlehem. I got that joint with me and I come back. So they on the basketball court. This the court, the whole court. So when I come back, I walk straight on the court like this and walk right in the middle of a basketball game going on. And they look and see me and I'm walking with that thing in my hand. And everybody turn around and see me and they just scatter. And then old boy turn around and he acknowledged that it's me right there. So he see that thing in my hand. So he told me, so what's up, man? I said, you know what's up. You know what's up. You talking that trash to me. What's up? And let me be all these things you just said I was. What's up? So I'm walking towards him. And I'm talking, and he bagging up slowly like, nah, man, all right, it's good, we cool. No, we ain't cool. We weren't cool a few minutes ago. I was this, that. So that's my mind frame, and I'm going at him like that. So as I'm going at him and he bagging up, the next thing I heard is, bah! I turn around real fast because you won't ever know somebody sneaking up on it. So I turn around real fast, I look, Chuck is out there, and Chuck done walked up to old boy Frank Nitty and say, what's up? Frank said, what's up, Chuck? Bow! Chuck done slapped him. You know what's up, y'all out here telling me y'all gonna jump my boy? He told some, nah, y'all gonna jump my man, nigga. You gonna jump, you know that's my partner, man. You know me and him cool together like that. You gonna jump him? You know what I'm saying? So he was like, no, man, I ain't say that. He said, man, you did say it. So Chuck take off on him. Boom, boom, hit him with a 2-piece. He fall, jump up, and take off running. So he take off running, man. He Frank Nitty. He know him, you know, but he's scared. He don't know what's going on with Chuck. He take off running. So when he do that, I turn around and see old boy. That just like pumped my fuel. So I started going to him. I started chasing him. I ran. I charged him. He turned around and started running. I chased him for probably about a good 10, 20 yards, and I just stopped. He keep on going. I said, yeah, you better keep running. He kept on going. He rolled out. So I walked back up to the joint. I'm telling Chuck, I'm like, Chuck, come on, man, I'm good. What you doing out here? He said, no, man, dudes came and told me they was gonna jump you, man. You don't even know. Dude was getting ready to jump you. I'm like, man, I'm good. You see, I got this thing. He said, man, come on, you gotta go put that up. They probably going to tell. So we go back in the building there. I said, man, you can't be doing that, man. You done made parole. He said, man, they ain't worrying about that, man. They ain't worrying about that, man. Them suckers ain't gonna try nothing like that, man. No, man, you go way too far back, bro. I ain't gonna let nobody try nothing like that with you. I said, man, Chuck, I'm gonna be good, bro. Believe me, I'm gonna be good. He said, yeah, well, I know. You know what I'm saying? So I tell that story just to let you know this dude put his freedom on the line because of how cool me and him was. You see what I'm saying? He put his freedom on the line. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my dude, man. That's my boy right there, Chuck, man. Chuck was a soldier. Chuck was a stand-up cat, man. You know what I'm saying? And people who was in that penitentiary already know when you was dealing with Chuck, man, you had some problems on your hand, man. Straight up, it didn't matter who it was. Chuck wasn't doing no backing down. Chuck wasn't doing no real negotiating or nothing. It was his way or go to war. Straight like that. It was his way or go to war. You owe him something, you better pay him. Chuck was into some stuff though, man. He extort niggas. That's what he did. He gonna extort you. He gonna, you know, if he felt like you was weak, he gonna lean on you. That's how he survived this whole time doing his bit. You know, but if you knew him and you was cool with him, man, he had nothing but respect for you. And he was a beef squasher. When dudes had real beef and they really ain't want to get it on, or it was gonna bring some other people in it, like this city against that city, Chuck was one of the dudes that negotiated. Said, man, y'all just squash that jump. You know, they'll go to him because he could settle the beef because he had that much power on that institution. When I was there, that much power. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, he was well known. And especially in them Augusta days, Chuck was well known. Anybody out there that was on Augusta back in them 80s, early 90s, well, you know about Chuck, man, you know. So, yeah, man, shout out to Chucky Powell, man, James Powell. I don't really know exactly what happened to him. I met a lot of dudes over the years that was from the news. Every time I met somebody from the news, I befriended them with love because I let them know that one of my first soldiers, man, that I met in the penitentiary from the news, I always say his name. Most of the youngest that was coming in used to always say, yeah, I know old head, man, yeah, woo woo, it's good. And that's how I ended up meeting one of my partners named Block. He was from Newport News, shout out Block, you know, and Block was raised up under Chucky and everything. And they tell me, man, he got out, and you know, this probably the sad part of it. They say he brought that same mentality out here to the street because he had been locked up so long. That's the only way he knew how to do. And you know, this is just these things I heard. These ain't things I can 100% confirm. But I heard he came out here, man, and he got into the little drug game, and he was muscling dudes on his block, and you know what I'm saying, ended up getting into some confrontations with some police and going on the run. Then he ended up getting clapped and going back and forth to jail and stuff like that. But since I've been out, I haven't heard from him. I tried to find him. Dude said he was in and out of jail. So I don't really know the whole situation, what's going on with him now. I'm continually trying to find out. But I will say this, in that penitentiary, he is a legend. In that penitentiary, he is a warrior. He wanted to be played with, and he was no nonsense. And also, that was my dude, man, because he was a soldier, man. So shout out Chucky, man. And if you out there, man, I wish you well. God bless my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm always had some love for you. You gave me some game in the penitentiary, and you taught me what loyalty was, and you taught me, you know what I'm saying, what a real brother was in the penitentiary, man. So I never forget that, man. So yeah. But like I always tell y'all, man, for in every blessing there's a lesson, and in every lesson there's a blessing. You know, and the lesson in this is, man, when you go in the penitentiary, if you are unfortunate enough to go in the penitentiary, you're gonna be faced with so many obstacles and so many choices, man, that could either end your life or save your life. That you're gonna have to know these things and make these right decisions, because it's nothing like being out here in the free world, man. It's nothing. You living in a different world, different circumstances, and they play by different rules. And ain't nobody gonna save you in there but yourself. So if you ain't cut from that cloth where you can survive and be in the midst of dudes is doing knife play and busting in your head and attacking you when you sleep, attacking you when you in the shower, attacking you when you using the bathroom. If you ain't cut out to live like that for the rest of your life or for years or decades on end, you need to get yourself together before you end up in that situation, because that's what's going on in prison. You see what I'm saying? That's what's going on in there. Not all this old happy-go-lucky stuff dudes come out and tell you, oh, it won't nothing. They lying. You know, you talking to a man did 3+ decades in there, they lying, bro. It's hell in there every day, you know, and you got to be in survival mode every second, because the second you ain't in survival mode, that's when you can lose your life. So, you know, the blessing is, man, that Chucky did make it out there alive. You know, that's the blessing. He did, after he lived a rough and rugged life, which I'm quite sure his life was on the line countless of times, thousands of times. His life was on the line. It just so happened that the dice rolled in his favor. So if you don't want to take that chance of the dice rolling in your favor every day, then you need not to be putting yourself in a position to go to prison. Because that's what you're going to need, man. The dice to roll in your favor sometimes. Because no matter how bad you are, no matter how tough you are, you still can get got in there. Believe that. You can get got. The best of them can get got. So that's just, you know, like I say, I thank God that I made it out here every day. I thank God that I got my faculties. And I'm going to tell you something else. This is a thing that's not talked about as much, that needs to be talked about even more. Man, the mental warfare you're going to go through in there to keep your sanity. To keep your sanity might be greater than the physical warfare that you may have to endure. Remember that. Remember that it's a war every day, man, on your mental, man, because you're seeing things that you're not used to. You're experiencing things that you're not used to. You have pressure on your brain about decisions that you have to make every day, that is, and you feel hopeless, you know, and it's endless, because you can see so much today and you can say to yourself you can't take it no more, but then you got to get up tomorrow and face the same thing, possibly even worse. So it's the mental warfare as well as the physical warfare that you're going to have to encounter when you're incarcerated, man. So young fellas out there, man, please, man, I implore you, man, to keep this in mind, man, when you out here making these decisions, bro, because it's a dangerous game, man. Peace and love. Shout out to everybody, man, on Team Banky Pound, man. I'm with you, man. I appreciate you, man. I'll catch you the next time, man. Salute.